Making our way down on Driftwood Beach. Well, this is incredible. This is about as far in the ocean as Misty gets. Literal carriage awaits. Ooga, ooga, ooga! Don't mind us, we're walking up Mr. Rockefeller stairs.
If you fell off of that rocker, I would laugh. But you go right.
Well, good morning, friends. Greetings and salutations. Got the girls behind me. Got Sister Christy there. We are on our way into Wake Up Coffee here in Brunswick, Georgia. So we're gonna get some caffeine and then we're gonna head over to Jekyll Island and do some exploring over there. Okay, we are having our breakfast and our coffee. I got a rosemary brown sugar. Look how pretty that is. Oh, you can really smell the rosemary. That is delicious. I got a peanut butter banana toast. So we're gonna have breakfast and then we're gonna head on over to Jekyll Island. Our first stop is to the Jekyll Island, Georgia Guest Information Center. We're going to see if they can give us some information about being a guest. How cute. Oh, I'll have to get a sticker. Oh, wow. Do they say Jekyll Island? Oh, they do. Yeah, I'll have to get some of these stickers. Picking up these books. Here's the Jekyll Island Club, which we are going to go on a tour of the Jekyll Island Club area, where all of the Roosevelts and the Rockefellers. Here's Jekyll Island Estate Park. These books are always so cool. Here's Brunswick. This is where the city that our hotel was in. But this Jekyll Island Club is just fascinating. If you love things from the Gilded Age, this will be fun. All right, so this afternoon we're going to be taking the Millionaire Motor Car Tour. And this is what the car looks like. Isn't that fun? You can also do, for a little bit less money, just a trolley car like that. But we wanted to go in style. So that's going to be this afternoon. Right now we are heading to Driftwood Beach, which is in the northern part of Jekyll Island. Now Jekyll Island was, during the Gilded Age, it was like, well, it's where the rich came to spend their holiday. We're going to see some beautiful homes. We're going to learn a little bit of history about Jekyll Island. And I mean, okay, I just gotta show you this. Look at these live oak trees. Isn't this fantastic? I mean, I guess with me and my simple brain, I did not think of Georgia being the place where the millionaires would go, you know. But it was. So the Vanderbilts were here, the Rockefellers were here. We'll learn about some other people. So, and the Vanderbilts, you know, if you're obsessed with the Gilded Age show, like I am, the Russells is kind of mirroring the Vanderbilt family during the Gilded Age. So I don't know, it's just going to be interesting. So we're going to head to Driftwood Beach and then we'll continue our tour of the island. Something that we see, that I see, look, they're little crabs. They're going in their holes. They're going in their homes. Are they like little hermit crabs? I think so. Oh, there's one. Oh my gosh. They go in there. I could sit and look at them all day, Christy.
Oh, there's another one.
Look at that guy. That guy right there. Oh, they're so cute. Okay, I'm sure we'll probably see more. Making our way down on Driftwood Beach to sit a spell and hope to find more of them crabs. They're so cute. Isn't this beautiful? You can park along the road. It's a little bit of a walk. You come down here. Here's the beautiful Atlantic Ocean. Ah, look at all the driftwood. Isn't this gorgeous? Wow. Oh, this is amazing. Look at all the driftwood. These are like trees. These are like live oak trees. And it just goes on and on and on and on and on and on. So they say that this is a great place to get pictures. Wow. Isn't this amazing? This is incredible. Wow. Okay, gonna get my feet in the ocean. Come on, ocean. Come on. I gotta get a little bit closer. Here we go. Ooh, oh, it feels so good. Oh, yeah. This is about as far in the ocean as Misty gets. This is amazing. What? Dolphin? Where?
I got him twice on video.
Where?
Oh, come on, come back.
Come on, dolphin. Chrissy just saw a dolphin.
Don't jump again. It's right over there.
Okay, we just have to look. We have to look for the dolphins. See, I could sit here all day. Literally all day. And there's a nice breeze, so it's not...
I think I got a good video. It was Marco Poloing around. Two of them, like,
Aww.
right there.
Well, this is incredible, but I think this is probably just a little bit of what we're going to see today, but we could honestly sit here all day, but we got other things to do. Woo! Other things to see, so let's go see those other things. It's pretty amazing. So we are now at Horton House, which is one of the oldest structures in this area. It was built in the 1700s, and it is a tabby style house, which is a colonial way of, I guess, a building process, and they used oyster shells. So William Horton decided to travel to Georgia with General James Oglethorpe in 1735, and so like many passengers on the ship, Sidman, he paid for his passage to America from England. Horton was granted 500 acres in return for paying his passage. However, as a condition of the land grant, he was expected to bring 10 indentured servants, one for every 50 acres, and have 20% of this land granted in cultivation within 10 years of settlement in the country. He was labeled as an adventurer when he decided to travel to the new colony and left a wife and 2 young sons in England. And his family, they didn't join him in Georgia until he was settled on the property. So when he arrived, there was nothing here. Basically, he was one of the first people to build up residence here, but you can see this tabby built structure. And you can kind of see here some of the oyster shells that were used in the construction. Just kind of, that's why they consider it a tabby. It looks like it has a stucco around it, but those are the ruins. But man, it just gives you, that's where the fireplace was, it looks like. It just gives you like a glimpse in colonial times here. Major William Horton. Says he came to Georgia in 1736 and he died in Savannah in 1748. Well, you can really see the oyster shells here. That's amazing. Again, you have to feel the structures. This is probably the kitchen where the fireplace was. This was 2 levels, which was probably pretty well to do. I don't know if there was another chimney here because there's or another fireplace here. Probably so. There's bricks beyond there. If you look out the window here, you can see the live oak out the window. There's a garden beyond there, so it's pretty cool. Don't be like these losers. Don't be like those losers. Don't do that. The ocean's just out that way. Looks like there's a little more settlement places or markers over in this area. That's pretty cool. We're in the Mosaic Center Museum. We're going to start at the earliest time with the original inhabitants. The first residents of Jekyll Island were ancestors of the Timucun and Gwale people. These original inhabitants' life and land were inseparable. The island's bountiful flora and fauna provided food, shelter, and livelihood. Evidence in the form of unearthed artifacts and drawings by early explorers show that native people fished along the shores, hunted and crafted items from natural materials such as grasses, stone, bones, and shells. You can see, like, I guess this would be, I don't know what one would be. One would be obviously the modern area. Let's go all the way down to 6. The original ground surface is number 6. Before 3800 BC, no human occupation. And then 5 is the late archaic culture, 3800 BC to 1800 BC. The earliest known occupation of Jekyll Island. And then we've got in here, I think it says A, is a fire pit. These were found in a fire pit, evidence of cooking. Spear points, arrowheads, small bowl fragment. And then B is post mold. Oh wait, I guess it's just B right here. When I was looking at the drawers, I was like, that doesn't really go. So here is A. So we got bone fragments and stuff. And then you pull out these drawers. Level 4 is woodland culture. They ain't got no shirts on. You can see clay objects. So these are actual artifacts that were found here. Oyster shell. There's fish bones. They probably use those as bowls and stuff to eat their food. A sea turtle. Oh, look at those poor babies. But they had to cook. That's what they had to eat for dinner. You can see up here, level 2 is the colonial area, 1565 to 1776. And then the modern era with a snake up there. There's a dugout canoe. Life and land. This is pretty. You can see how they make decorative parts for their pots. And then these are kind of they were the first residents of the Timucua, first residents of Jekyll Island. So this is like a sample of what their huts looked like. So this museum is very interactive too. Oh, here's Georgia's first brewery. This is like wheat and barley. William Horton bought a great copper pot. In it, he cooked malted barley and hops harvested on the island to make beer for himself and the other Georgia colonists. And look at this. Look at this. So Dubinion, that's one of the cottages that you can go in. The Dubinions, which is the cemetery that we tried to find. We might try to find it later. We kind of had to get turned around 15 times. So Christophe and Marguerite Dubinion of France fled the French Revolution with their 2 sons, Joseph and Henry. The family settled in Georgia and bought Jekyll Island, where they set up a plantation with about 50 enslaved workers. Sea Island cotton, a luxurious and lucrative crop, grew well in the sandy soil, and the Dubinions cultivated it for several generations. So you can see here, this is a miniature painting that says it was a common keepsake prior to photography. This painting depicts Marie Antoinette, the Queen of France, prior to the French Revolution. The Dubinion family fled their home in 1781. And it says the Dubinion family crest is engraved on the signet ring. You can kind of see there. Signet rings often symbolize social status and wealth. Well, I don't like that you had enslaved people, Christophe. Lots of history, lots and lots. So this is what fascinates me too. This just reminds me of the Gilded Age right here. Workers and staff for the Jekyll Club, which was the highfalutin club here on Jekyll Island. But look at her. All her little things, her sewing kit. The pay wasn't much during those days, but out of that were fringe benefits. I had access to play in the Gould Kids Playhouse during the summer. On the golf course, we played golf. Those who wanted to play on the tennis courts, we had access to the tennis courts. We had access to just about everything that was there. That was a club employee's quote from a club employee. We're gonna go to the Jekyll Club. Oh my goodness.
Stand there and it puts you in the clothes of the
Look at Christy! This is the actual replica of the size and scale of a bald eagle's nest. That's huge! That's incredible. Oh, now I have to get up. Okay,
You hatched.
For my egg.
You have hatched.
I hatched. Maline's driving this car. Let's go see her driving her car. There she is. Toot, toot, chugga, chugga, big red car.
Explain.
She's traveled near and she travels far. Toot, toot, chugga, chugga, big red car.
This is so cool.
This
You
is
sit
cool.
Here.
Okay, I'll sit in there too. We're gonna pet our beaver. Petting the beaver. And it's a fox. Not a beaver. So our little literal carriage awaits.
Exactly.
Ooga, ooga, ooga! This is gonna be fun, guys. We're gonna ride and take a little tour of Mound Island. Indian Mound. That's where the rich and famous partied back in the day.
There were 2 tribes of Native Americans called the Wali and the Tacoma. And now, when they were here, that was the earliest record we have of them being here through archaeology. Can't even speak today. Through archaeology is about 2500 BC. So a long time ago. When they had the island, it was known as Ospo Island. And Ospo is a Native American word that means whale, because there used to be whales spotted off the coast of the island. Now I'm going to fast forward to about 1500. French explorers arrived here, not really with any intentions. They were really headed up to Canada. But they did do a lot of research about the flora and fauna here, and they recorded it, and they recorded a lot of information about the Native Americans, so that's how we have a lot of the information. They were followed shortly by the Spanish, who were actually situated down in St. Augustine, Florida. They wanted to build missions here to convert the Native Americans to Christianity. In 1733, General James Edward Oglethorpe establishes the colony of Georgia. We're what's known as a charter colony at that time, which we had 4 big rules for the charter colony. No alcohol other than beer, no slavery, no Catholics, and no lawyers.
Y'all gotta send me home.
Sorry.
So, obviously those rules didn't stay in place very long. By 1759, we're now a royal colony, where Georgia is named for King George III. Now, by 1792, this island's been acquired by a Frenchman. His name was Christophe Henri Poulain de Bignon. And Mr. de Bignon was what's known as a privateer. Do you know what that is?
No. You got the old-fashioned
He's
photos.
a fancy pirate.
Oh.
And he's a pirate who is actually endorsed by the King of France. So, and he's a very good pirate because he's quite wealthy. Now, at the beginning of the French Revolution, last thing you want to be is wealthy and endorsed by the king. So he and his family flee France at the beginning of the Revolution. They come here to this island and they establish a very successful Sea Island cotton and rice plantation. And although they're not the first to introduce enslaved labor here, they did use it to their full advantage. This was a really thriving Sea Island cotton plantation. At its height, they had about 80 enslaved workers on the books. And so it runs that way very lucratively until the end of the Civil War when slavery is abolished. So obviously things happen, right? So it's not quite as lucrative as it has been in the past. Ultimately, it lands in the, by 1882, it lands with John Eugene de Bignon, who is Christophe's great-grandson. And John Eugene gets together with his brother-in-law, Newton Finney, from New York, and they have this plan to market this island as a winter hunting resort to a group of wealthy northern investors. Finney's a member of the Union Club in New York. That's how he has access to all of these men as potential investors. So what they do is they build this cottage that you see right here in 1884. This cottage predates everything else that you're going to see in the district.
Wow.
Okay? So they build this cottage and they invite this group of men here for the hunt to try to sell them on the island. They also stock the island. We have deer here, but they bring in wild boar and pheasant and turkey, and these guys are going to have a good hunt whether they knew what they were doing or not. And they're going to stay in this very cottage, right? Wow. So this is a southern style of architecture. It's a southern stick farmhouse. That detached structure you see in the back, that's the kitchen. Very common in southern architecture to have that detached kitchen. So the group of men who stayed here for that initial hunt, they were very impressed with the island, and they were part of those original 53 men who founded the Jekyll Island Club in 1887. You bought into the Jekyll Island Club, you would buy 2 memberships at $6,000 each, and your annual membership due was $6,000.
Wow, that was a lot of money back then. A lot of money now.
So the club was established in 1888, and you'll see this is the clubhouse off to my right. Ooh. We'll get a better view of it when we come around on the front. But this green and white structure here, this is called sans souci. It's a French term that means without care or worry. These are said to be among the first condominiums in the United States. Wow. So these were 6 apartments. You had 3 on either side, with 12 servants' quarters in the attic. This was for the folks who wanted more space and privacy than they could get at the clubhouse, but not the responsibility of an entire cottage. J.P. Morgan had the top right one up there. William Rockefeller, whose house we're going in today, he originally owned that second floor one. Wow. The big rule about sans souci is no children were allowed. It was adults only.
Well, I like that.
I know, right?
At this time in my life, I like it.
This is Morgan Center to the left, or my left. This was 2 indoor tennis courts originally, and it was named for J.P. Morgan's son, Jack. And you might recognize Jack. He's who the Monopoly Man was modeled after. All of your social activity was to take place at the clubhouse.
Yeah.
All of your meals, all of your social activity. So the chef is really important. Dinners here would last anywhere from 3 to 4 hours, wow. And you could have up to 20 courses.
Ooh.
Now,
can I ask a quick question? Yeah. The chef, would he come down or would he be local?
He would come down. He was not local. He did not stay year round.
Okay.
For the ladies now, it was considered out of fashion for you to wear the same outfit twice while you were here. So remember, ladies have to dress for breakfast. Then you're going to dress for whatever activity you're doing that day, if it's hunting or golf or tennis. Then you're going to have a third outfit for tea. And then you have to dress in a formal ball gown for dinner every night. Have you guys watched Gilded Age?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's why we wanted to come take this tour.
Yeah, I mean,
We're obsessed.
So we are, I think right now the show is about 1884, so we're right before the club period. This is Servants' Row that we're coming on to, and this is how the servants would have accessed these homes. And I like coming in this way because you get a back view of these houses. To me, from the street view, they're deceptive. You can't really tell how big they are. Like this is Indian Mound that we're going to go into. It's 12,500 square feet.
Good grief.
Yeah. Interesting fact about these homes, they all have basements.
Oh.
It's very unusual here on a coastal barrier island. Dig down 6 feet, you're going to hit water. So we've got a lot of money invested in sump pumps around here. Another thing about these homes is that most of them do not have full kitchens. They only have warming kitchens in them. As I said, all of your meals would be taken at the club. If you decided you didn't want to go over there for dinner, you could order. A servant would bring it over, hand it off to your servants. They would warm it up in your warming kitchen and serve it to you in your own home. When I talk about servants, typically the term servant means somebody who lived in the home with them. They were usually the ones they brought with them. The governesses, nannies, the valet, the personal assistants.
I saw in the museum the ledger of the payroll. Each one of these families would have had their own payroll, right? That
Yes.
would have been for the Clubhouse payroll.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, one of the things that, I don't know, I guess I was ignorant before I started working and doing this, but I kind of assumed it was an all-inclusive resort, like you buy a membership and so everything's taken care of.
Included.
No, it's not at all.
Okay.
You pay for every meal, every breakfast. When you hunted, if you killed something, you had to pay for it.
Right.
So this is Moss Cottage. See that little door there in the back? That's the game door. So when you killed something, you had to go to this cottage, knock on the back door. Mr. Strother or Mr. Macy, whoever had it at the time, would mark it down in the ledger and you would be charged for it.
And that was in the museum too, the ledger.
Yeah.
They had it like
It's
a chart where they
I don't
marked
know.
it off.
I just thought it was all inclusive. It's just stupid me.
Wow.
But
I would have thought that too. Like you bought a membership, but
yeah.
So
So
you bought a membership just for status.
For-
You
just
got
for
a
the
membership just
for
to be able to
access.
be here.
Exactly. So our club membership read like a who's who of the Gilded Age. It's all those people you're hearing about. It's J.P.
The
Morgan, it's the
Astors and-
Astors, the Pulitzers, the Vanderbilts, the Rockefellers. One of my favorite club members, though, is Joseph Pulitzer.
Oh.
If you look over here to my left, you see that bluish gray building? That's called Furness Cottage. Now, Furness originally stood in a clearing up here in front of us. And eventually, Joseph Pulitzer buys it. And he spends one season in it and decides it's too small for him. So he moves it to where you see it today. And he has his servants stay there. So that's not too shabby.
Be their servants.
He ends up building a house down here on the south. Pulitzer was sort of an anomaly as a club member. He was a Hungarian immigrant, he was Jewish, and he was a Democrat. He was everything every club member was not. And he regularly wrote about club members in his newspapers, and it often was not flattering. It's amazing he's a club member, considering you had to be approved by a panel of 8 in order to get membership. But it might have been, keep your friends close and your enemies closer situation.
Maybe.
But the Pulitzer home stood here in this clearing off to my left. And it said that Pulitzer had an auditory condition. He was very sensitive to sound. So his whole home was soundproofed.
oh wow.
And they said he used to pay this boat captain $100 a day to not toot his horn when he came down the Jekyll River. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Pulitzer was married to a Southern belle who hated the South now. She said even in the wintertime it was too muggy, too muggy, and too hot for her to be here. So she preferred to stay in New York. He kept building onto the house, trying to entice her to come down, but it just didn't work.
Oh, that breeze feels
Breeze.
lovely.
She preferred to stay in New York, where she got an allowance of $6,000 a month.
Well,
I would do it too. I'm just
I would
saying,
too.
I would do it too.
Because she didn't pay rent or mortgage
No,
or any of that.
of
That
course
was just
not.
her fun money.
that was
just
walking
spending
around
money.
money.
In 1951, some teenage boys snuck over here from Brunswick, decided they were going to have a party in Pulitzer Cottage. And they built a fire in the fireplace that hadn't been serviced in about 10 years, and they burned it to the ground.
Oh no! So it was in this clearing here.
Yes, ma'am. You can see that's his yacht, the Liberty. He would arrive by his private yacht, and in 1911, Pulitzer was actually on the Liberty on his way here to Jekyll Island when he passed away.
Oh wow!
This is river view that we just turned onto. People always ask why they built on this side of the island and not the beach side. And because there was no causeway until 1954. So this river was their only link to the mainland. Also, being on this side of the river, it shielded them from the weather somewhat. Now this is Moss Cottage. It was built in 1896. You can see the construction date and seashells up there on the dormer. I'm sorry,
No, you're
in the
fine.
dormer. This was the home of the William Struthers family. Mr. Struthers was from Philadelphia. He made his money in marble. It must have been lucrative because he retired at the age of 36.
Wow.
You'll see it's a shingle style of architecture, very different from that stick style farmhouse that we saw. Now, William was married to Savannah. They were said to be the sweethearts of Jekyll Island. You'd often see them walking around hand in hand, which was highly unusual, that display of affection during this period of time. They had one daughter named Jean. One of the things about the club here is that it was not gender segregated. If women wanted to go hunting with the men, they certainly could.
Oh, good.
Jean Struthers enrolls in a sharpshooting contest one day with all the other men on the island, and she wins.
Oh.
J.P. Morgan wrote a tersely worded letter to the club president saying that women should not be allowed. And so the president wrote him back and said, we do not gender segregate here.
Good.
So Savannah dies in 1911, and William dies 2 weeks later.
Oh.
His official death certificate says he died of a broken heart. However, he was a really heavy drinker.
Oh.
So that sounds better than a broken liver, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So this house is then sold to George Macy, not the department store Macy's, but you might recognize him. He owned Macy Tea Company, which was later the A&P grocery store chain.
Oh.
It's named for the Moss Cottage is named for the Spanish moss in the trees, which is neither Spanish nor is it moss. The French named it that when they came here because they thought it looked like the beards of the Spanish conquistadors. But it is actually an air plant. It's akin to the pineapples in the pineapple family.
Oh.
And it doesn't leach from the trees at all, so it's not doing any damage.
Are any of these cottages haunted?
Yeah, they say so. Moss has got quite a few things that have gone on about it. Hollybourne is probably the most haunted one, and we'll see it a little bit later. This is Goodyear Cottage, built in 1906, not the tire Goodyears.
Okay.
This Mr. Goodyear was a lumber baron from Buffalo, New York. He started out his life as a school teacher, and then he took a job at the Looneyville Lumber Company as a bookkeeper. He fell in love with the boss's daughter, and they got married, and when the boss died, he inherited everything. So he would only spend one season in this home here. He passed away suddenly upon returning to Buffalo in 1907. But his family came and spent many happy seasons here. Today, this houses the Jekyll Island Art Association. It's cool on the inside if you get a chance to go back in. It's local artisans.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, pottery and,
yeah.
and paintings and stuff. It's beautiful. If the
We'll have to
flag's
walk
flying,
around.
it's open.
Oh, this is beautiful.
This is Mistletoe Cottage.
so cute.
And this is the home of the Henry Kirk Porter family. It's built in 1900. Mr. Porter was a lot of things. He was a Baptist seminarian. He was a Civil War veteran. He was a U.S. congressman from Pennsylvania. But he made his fortune selling light steam locomotives. So His wife, Annie, was an artist. You see this house, again, that shingle style, and there's no proper front door on the front of this home. She did not want her view to be obstructed by a front door where carriages might pull up. So she had the main door moved over here to us. We would see it to the left over there. Now, she liked to do lawn parties. So she would throw open those French doors. The servants would lay out white linen tablecloths on the grass because you didn't want the women's shoes and dresses to get stained by grass, and they would have lawn parties.
Oh,
here.
fun.
Yeah.
Why was it called mistletoe?
Because in these oak trees, there's mistletoe that grows in the top of them.
Okay. Now, did they name their houses or
Yes,
did?
they
Oh,
did.
okay. Their cottages, I mean. Oh, that's so
It is
neat.
a fungus.
Oh, yeah, you can see the front door
Yep.
on the side.
Now I had a friend who used to be the director of historic preservation and restoration here, and he lived in the servants' quarters in the back of Mistletoe, and he swore it was haunted. And he said that he would wake up in the morning and it would smell like somebody had cooked a full breakfast down there.
Ooh, that'd be fun to wake up to.
Yeah.
As long as it was actually
And then
there.
disappointing.
I
when you
know,
don't
then
get
disappointing at
breakfast.
the same time. All right, so this is Indian Mound. And this is our stop.
Yay, we're going to go inside Indian Mound Cottage. Welcome home. Oh, wow. Wow. This is incredible.
We're going to go in this way for a second now.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my goodness.
So this home was originally built by a gentleman named Gordon McKay. Mr. McKay was an inventor by trade. He's an interesting guy. God, that's beautiful. His whole family died when he was 12 of tuberculosis. So he was only educated until he was 12 years old. He ends up inventing a machine that sews the soles of shoes to the uppers. He does this just prior to the Civil War. He does not ever sell a single machine. He leases them all out, and he receives a royalty on every pair of shoes that were produced.
Wow.
So he makes a fortune. He goes on to do other inventions the same way. He did something also that was pretty scandalous. He married his housemaid's daughter. Her name was Minnie Treat. And they had 2 children. They ended up divorcing. So by the time he built this house, he was 70 years old and he was a bachelor again. And the house looked very different than what you see right now. In fact, the house stopped right here.
Oh.
This was Mr. McKay's bedroom.
Oh.
So you see it has a fireplace and a bathroom here. So when McKay dies, this home is purchased by William and Elmira Rockefeller, and he's John Dee's younger brother. They're both part of Standard Oil. And they make the changes that you see. They had 4 children and 17 grandchildren. So they needed more space. They had that little apartment over at San Souci, but children weren't allowed. So they needed a cottage. So they added the grand salon that you see here. They added the walk-in safe, which was more for furs and guns and things like that they would leave with, not money. They added the trellis that goes all the way around. They added the wraparound porch. They added the porte-cochere that we entered under. They also added the paved driveway. Mrs. Rockefeller had crushed red velvet carpet, and she got tired of her servants, because you know she wasn't cleaning it. She got tired of her servants having to clean up the sand. So she had, from their Tarrytown house, she had them ship down brick that they had, and she bricked the driveway. So it was the only bricked driveway. We'll run upstairs real quick.
Is it possible for you to show us the door?
Yeah.
Look at this pocket door. Wow.
I hate to pull that.
That's fine. You don't have to pull it the whole way.
That's amazing.
I think they're incredible, so I just wanted to see it.
So these were the original, what were their names again?
Almira
Almira
and William.
and William. Rockefeller?
Rockefeller, yes.
Look, it's Willie's grandfather.
Yeah, Willie. Wow, look at that.
We'll go upstairs.
Light
I'll show you the
fixture.
bedrooms real quick.
We're going up Mr. Rockefeller stairs.
So that's why, because normally I'm having to hold up.
Oh yeah, the way that
Yes.
the way that this railing is, you can kind of cup your fingers underneath.
This bill, so it would be, I've never seen a railing like that.
Don't mind us, we're walking up Mr. Rockefeller stairs. That's all. That's all. Just normal day here.
Just another side.
Wow, there's more. These amazing. So Almira, we're gonna go into Almira's room.
Just remember, this is splendid isolation and severe simplicity. We have letters that Mrs. Rockefeller wrote home where she talks about the primitive living conditions that she has to go through while she's down here.
There's an
It's an
elevator.
elevator, yeah. Probably not a people elevator. It's a
more like a dumb-
trunks.
Oh.
The trunk room is directly above us.
But I bet you, I mean, a human could fit in there.
If I was a kid, I'd be.
Well, heck yeah.
Oh God! Now this bathroom, the tub has hot and cold running tap water.
Oh, wow.
Hot and cold running salt water. Mrs. Rockefeller had neuritis, a nerve condition, and the doctor said that warm salt water baths would help her.
Wow.
She actually passed away in this room in 1921.
Oh, she passed away. Where was her bed?
Right there.
That's where she passed away? Was that her bed?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go over there. That is a really large tub.
It's huge.
It's very
She
long.
has a double vanity. Before double vanities were.
Wow.
I'm sad she died, but.
I'm sad. Well, I mean, we all die. How old was she when she passed?
She was 70. Oh.
Which was,
She was older, yeah.
yeah.
I can't remember if it was 78 or 80. but-
Oh, bless.
Her own private.
Yes.
She's got her rose there.
So primitive.
This was her actual bed that she passed away in.
A water closet.
But now, I just went to Ipswich,
Bless.
Massachusetts, to the Cranes, which we'll see their cottage when we go up there. And their castle is 59 rooms and 48,000 square feet.
It's amazing.
Which
Mr. Rockefeller's room. The beds are so low.
they're low and they're small.
My dog would love that,
Yeah.
that they're so low.
But people were smaller back
Yeah.
then. You know?
Yeah, they are. They're much,
Their heads are.
they're shorter.
His hat over there. And
Oh, now did he die here?
No.
Okay.
No, it did not. Now, the mound that you saw in the front, that is how the house gets its name, that little hill.
Ah, okay.
And originally it was about 8 feet taller than what you see. But when Rockefeller bought the home and he added that wraparound porch, he wanted to be able to sit on his porch and have an unobstructed view of the river. So he had it topped off. Like I said, he was only 5'4". He had it topped off. They had originally thought it was a Native American burial mound. But they realized when they started, after they did that, it had oyster shells and pottery shards and animal bones. It was a garbage dump. It was what we call a midden, M-I-D-D-E-N. And we've got about 12 of them scattered around.
So was their rooms connected at one time?
That was yeah, we've turned that into an elevator.
So they could be
now.
like, John,
Yeah.
Amira, honey.
His bathroom is not as fancy. He doesn't have the salt water. You can tell he was in charge in this relationship.
That's exactly right.
Gotta pull the thing to flush it down. This is incredible.
Set up as a
Incredible to see.
This home had 6 bedrooms proper, but that front parlor we were in could be converted into a bedroom if needed.
So was this their child's room, or was it just like a guest room?
It was a guest room.
Yeah. Do they have children?
4.
4.
17 grandchildren.
Oh, wow.
This is beautiful. Now the carpets,
I love the
are they
tapestry.
replicas of the real carpets that would have been here? Or?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Another room.
how sweet.
That's lovely.
Gas lighting back then?
It was gas up until 1903, and that's when we got electricity.
Look at those beds.
And every room has a bathroom.
Yes, stay here.
This is the servant stairs that probably go down to the kitchen.
It does. This home did not have a full kitchen. It only had a warming kitchen in it.
I mean, this is still very nice.
Yeah.
It's like Downton
So
Abbey.
This is
there
like
are-
Downton Abbey.
Yes, there are.
The sewing room.
4 more,
Hey, that's a Louis Vuitton.
I know, right?
A Louis Vuitton trunk.
There are 4 more servants' rooms up in the attic and a full bathroom for them up there as well.
And they have
There's a lot of nice light that comes in.
Beautiful
It's
light.
not, it's not,
It's not dark and dreary at all. But to the left, this is the wharf. That's what I was saying. There's a restaurant right out there over the water. Club members would arrive either by private train car into Brunswick, or they would bring their private yacht, like Pulitzer did. He would drop anchor in the Intercoastal out here, and they would take boats over to get him. If you came by private train car, they would send boats to Brunswick to pick you up and bring you over. Now, J.P. Morgan's yacht, the Corsair, was way too large to drop anchor in the Intercoastal. He would have to drop anchor on the east side of the island, and he would shoot off a cannon to let them know that he was there and he was ready to be picked up.
There you go.
That's a way to make an entrance.
Exactly. So this is the clubhouse proper. Now this left portion that has the portico and you'll see in a minute, and the turret, that's the first part that was built and completed in 1887. Over there to the right where it has all the windows, that's the annex, and that was added in 1901 to add more sleeping rooms. But you get a good view of that turret there.
Yeah.
Ernest Grove, who was the club superintendent for 42 years, had his office in that turret room. So he could see when club members would arrive, and he would greet them at the wharf. And for the men, he would have their favorite cigar and their favorite shot of their favorite whiskey. And for the ladies, he'd have a bouquet of their favorite flowers.
It's
So-
like Fantasy Island.
I know, right? Now, in 1915, the first transcontinental telephone call took place from here. Theodore Vail, who was the president of AT&T, was here recovering from a leg injury. So instead of return to New York, he just had them lay the cable all the way to Jekyll. So you had Theodore Vail on the line here. Alexander Graham Bell was on the line in New York. Woodrow Wilson was on the line in Washington, and Bell's assistant, Mr. Watson, was on the line in San Francisco. So if you look over here, this is the very back of the hotel where those big windows are. That's the grand dining room. Muncie's magazine said that when all of our club members were here and gathered together in that dining room at one time, it represented 1/6 of the world's wealth in the same room at the same time.
Wow.
It's pretty amazing. Now this is Crane Cottage coming up. This is the one I said I went to their summer home in Ipswich. This, Mr. Crane, Richard Teller Crane, was from Chicago actually. And he made his fortune in plumbing fixtures, Crane Plumbing, which today you might know as American Standard Plumbing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He submitted plans for this home for 2 years and they kept turning him down, telling him it was too fancy. So finally he said, okay, I'll take out the Italian marble floors and put in heart of pine. And they approved it. It has 20 bedrooms and 17 bathrooms. Well, when he got here for that first season in 1917, they realized that in those 17 bathrooms, not one single Crane plumbing fixture had been used. They had used his competitors. So he was pretty upset, but his wife told him it'd be a great dinner party story. Today, this is part of the Jekyll Island Club Hotel. You can rent out rooms in there, or you can rent the whole thing out for an event. We do a ton of weddings in that place. The ruins of Jekyll Cottage. All that's left are the 2 lions that guard the entrance. This was the home of the Edwin Gould family from New York. They were, of course, financiers and railroad people. But they were not Railroad Daddy, I can tell you that much. We love him. But the Gould's Chakota Cottage was the only 1-story cottage in the whole district, and it had the first in-ground swimming pool in the state of Georgia.
Oh.
The Goulds had 2 sons, Eddie Jr. and Frank. Unfortunately, Eddie Jr. died in a hunting accident here. And Mrs. Gould just could not bear to come back, so she had the house shut up. They never returned, and in 41, the club actually had it torn down because it was in such bad shape. But remember that Gould name because we're going to talk about it on the other side in just a minute. Hollyborn Cottage. And it's absolutely beautiful to me. Now this is when everybody says it's so haunted.
It looks haunted.
Yeah. This is the home of the Charles Stewart Maurice family. Mr. Maurice was a bridge builder from Athens, Pennsylvania. The Maurices were the only family to be here from the club beginning in 1888 to the club ending in 1947. And this has a full kitchen in it. They spent a lot of time here at Jekyll. They had 9 children. One died right after childbirth, but 8 children. So they spent a ton of time here. And when the state of Georgia takes this over, Mr. Maurice's 2 old maid daughters lived here. And they fought the state of Georgia tooth and nail to keep this place. And they ended up losing. So whereas everybody else left everything in the cottages, the Maurice sisters took everything. They were petty. They took everything. They couldn't get the cast iron stove out, so they had the workmen cut it up and throw it in the marsh over there. They were like, they're not getting anything of ours. And remember I told you the island was originally named Ospo, so they named the villa after it. This was the home of the Walter Jennings family. He was Elmira Rockefeller's nephew, and he was also part of Standard Oil. Now, he would serve as the club president for many years. And in 1929, Sir Joseph Jekyll, the one this island is named after, his family sent a portrait to the Jekyll Island Club for them to hang in the clubhouse. When they'd unveiled it, they realized that they had been spelling Sir Joseph's name wrong. Up until that point, Jekyll as an island had only been spelled with 1 L at the end. And Jekyll spelled it with 2 L's. So Jennings petitioned to have the spelling changed in 1929. So if you ever see it spelled that way, there's a reason. Now, automobiles were not allowed here until 1912. Had a lot of stipulations on them. You could only drive on certain roads. You could only drive at certain hours. Horses always had the right of way. And you could only go 6 miles an hour, max. You can see that little circular door back there. That's the only garage in the district. Mr. Jennings liked his automobiles. One afternoon, he and his wife were tooling around in their automobile, and they managed to get in a wreck with one of the 2 delivery trucks that stayed here on the island. Mrs. Jennings walks away. She's got a black eye. She's bumped up, but Mr. Jennings is fine. However, he ends up passing away 2 days later from internal injuries.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't think he was going 6 miles an hour. You can see from the back, this is Hollyborn. You can see how big this thing is. It's about 12,400 square feet. If you see this little area here that's latticed off, originally that was tabby walls. That's a drying yard. In this period of time, it was considered improper for people to be able to walk by and see your unmentionables drying on the line. So they walled in the drying yards. To the left, my left over here, this is Gould Casino. It's not a gambling casino like we think of, but the Goulds built it for their sons. Remember I told you Eddie Jr. passed away and Frank, but when they were little, they built this for them. It was about twice as big as you see now. It came all the way out to these palms. It had a bowling alley, an indoor bowling alley, indoor tennis court, archery range, shooting range, marble locker room, and a soda fountain.
That's crazy.
People were worried the Gould boys might be spoiled. Yeah. So Frank Gould, the surviving son of Edwin, although his parents didn't come back because they had such bad memories, he had great memories of Jekyll. So he came back, and in 28 he built Villa Mariana that you see here, and it is the last cottage to be built in the district. He named it in honor of his daughter Mary Ann.
Those trees are beautiful.
Yeah. Now the reflection pool is original to the house. We're having some plumbing problems, obviously, but we hope to have it back online in the next couple of weeks. But obviously, it shouldn't be any big surprise. We fish alligators out of that thing all the time.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Look at the little portico porch up at the top.
Yeah, isn't that gorgeous? I told you, this is still the ruins of Chakotah over here to my right, Edwin Gould. Edwin Gould also built Cherokee Cottage coming up over here on our left. Cherokee, he built as a Christmas present to his father-in-law, Dr. George Schrady. Not a bad Christmas present.
No.
I'm going to need my family to step up.
Seriously, my family just... So he built this for Dr. Schrady, who was a very well-known physician of the period. He was actually the one to perform the autopsy on President Garfield after he was assassinated. Today, this is part of the Jekyll Island Club Hotel. So at White Crane, you can rent it out, the whole thing out for an event, or you can stay there, rent rooms and stay there.
Girls trip.
Girls trip.
That'll cost us our whole salary for the year.
These little, on my right coming up, you'll see a smaller yellowish building and then a larger one beyond it. The smaller one is where the married servants lived, and then the larger one is where the 3-story one is where the single servants lived. Off to my left, this is Crane, Baker Crane Stables, and this is where they kept their horses and their carriages and their hunting dogs. But every Friday night they would clear it out and they would do a big dance for all the employees and the servants. Personal income tax came into effect in 1913. That hit people. Stock market crash, 29. That hit people. World War II happened, and in 1942 there were German U-boats spotted off the coast of Jekyll Island, so the President of the United States ordered the evacuation. When they left here in 42, they fully expected to be back whenever the coast was clear, and it just didn't happen. A lot of the original club members had passed away. Their children and grandchildren now had the memberships, and a Victorian hunting resort just wasn't the most happening spot for that crowd. Flagler had opened up the rail system down to Florida, and now Palm Beach was kind of the place for the younger crowd to go. So whereas they used to run cap their annual membership at 100 people, now by 42, they're looking at about 10 annual members. It had just dropped off significantly.
Now we're walking on foot, and we're going to get a little bit closer glimpse of Mistletoe Cottage. Remember, this is she didn't want it to obstruct her view of what she called the river, and so she had her front door put on the side of the house. I'm gonna go up here and take a peek in. Please do not turn on the light or turn off the alarm. Let's peek inside. Oh my goodness. Oh, it is. Look at that grand staircase. Look at they're getting this ready for Halloween. They got pumpkins. Oh, wow. Can you see in there? My gimbal's gonna go crazy, but that is fun to see. We're just walking around the grounds again. Again, these live oak trees are fantastic. Also at the gift shop I got some clamshell earrings. Everything in the little pottery studio, art studio, was all made here locally. I got a book about Jekyll Island that I'm going to read, and I got these great clamshell. They were $12 and they're locally made. So the book was $19 and it's signed by the author. So I'm looking forward to reading more about the island, and now I get to wear a little bit of the art from an artist that lives here on the island. Okay, we are going to do something fun. We are going to do this old-timey photo thing. So when we get all changed, I'll let you see us, or I'll let you see me at least. Big rocking chair at the Jekyll Island Club Resort, which is right here. We're getting ready to go in and check out the restaurant and the bar. Ooh, they have a spa. Ooh. We've already done our spa day, but look, Rachel, both of our butts would fit up there.
I think so, because I got a big butt over here. Well, yeah, I think we can.
We got big butts and we cannot lie.
this can't
Can deny. Okay.
I don't know the rest of it. Okay, let me get up here. I'm gonna let you hold that.
Hang on, let me.
And then I'll take it.
Wait.
Okay, here we go.
Oh my gosh, here we go. Let me hold that. Let me get up.
And then I'll get up.
Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. It started slipping. Should we get up?
Look at us! We're in the big town. No rock in the chair. Whichever time. Puppy. I still got neon in my veins.
You girls gonna get up here and let's take a picture?
It wasn't hard. I'm really okay.
I'm good. Girls, how boring. Come on, girls.
I just wanted to bark. We are all together.
Yeah, thank you. We're the girls trip. We got here.
I gathered that.
Which phone have you seen?
Oh my God. As long as it doesn't rock band.
Oh, here. I don't know. Turn right. I'm staying right here. I'm kind of falling back. You fall off that rocker. I would laugh. You go right ahead and laugh. Just don't leave me there. Here. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. I'll make one. No, we're good. That's good. That's gonna be your favorite picture.
I got all that on video too.
Oh my goodness.
Got that on video too.
We're here walking on the porch of Jekyll Island Club. And it's great. We're gonna go into the shoppe. Here we got the bar area in here. Look at the spindles on
District supervisors.
Hey! District supervisors. August afternoon tea. Join us in the grand dining room. See, they don't look like, well, I guess that's a special event. Oh, here's the pool. Step out here, look at the pool. Oh, how lovely. And just think that back in the day, this is where all the Rockefellers and the Carnegies and the Vanderbilts and all of the wealthy people here at the Gilded Age in the turn of the century, this is where they hung out. They would sit out here. Of course, I don't know if the pool was there or not, but you can see the ocean is right kind of past where those umbrellas are. They sat out here. And they sat out here and were rich. And honestly, you still kind of have to be that way if you stay here because it's about $400 a night. Needless to say, we did not stay here. But you can come in and you can walk around, which is nice. Kind of absorb some of the history. You can come into the bar. You can eat in the restaurant. There is a dress code to eat in the restaurant. But it's nice. So I'm at the bar here and I'm getting a Jekyll Mai Tai and we're going to go sit and have a little cocktail here.
Oh, Greyhound.
Greyhound.
Oh, you heard that?
Yes, that Kristen introduced us to the Greyhound.
Well, you know how to make one of those? Sure. Okay. It's just vodka grapefruit
That's not
juice.
the train, it's the bus station.
Here we have the Jekyll Mai Tai. Hey, I tell you, that bartender, he was a cutie patootie.
What is that?
Christy, you may have to drive us home. And seeing here is just like another little sitting room, the TV, this beautiful hallway with the former members of the Jekyll Club. This is the Moss House. And we've got all these little nooks and crannies. There's the Crane Cottage. It's all these we had seen on our tour. The mistletoe. These beautiful mirrors too. Here we are. Hello. Here's the clubhouse. It's designed by architect Charles Alexander in the Queen Anne tradition of the clubhouse. The clubhouse was the center of activity in 1888. The annex seen to the right was added in 1901. So there's the annex right there. The one with the turret is the original. And look out here. Hey, there's the Federal Reserve in there. here. This beautiful porch. I think this is where valet parking. Isn't this lovely? There's the beautiful Jekyll Island. Beautiful. Hello friends, it is Editing Misty, and I did not do an ending on this video. So this is me doing it. Wasn't Jekyll Island amazing? Man, I'm just telling you what, sometimes that is the greatest thing for your soul is to grab your girlfriends and go on a girls trip. It doesn't have to be, you know, it could just be the next town over or maybe in the town that you live in. It's just we had such a good time on this trip, and I'm looking forward to doing another one at some time with these girls. It was just an amazing time. So thank you guys so much. That was the last of my Georgia series of my road trip, but there's going to be more to come. It's just an amazing time. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure that you're subscribed if you're not subscribed. Go over to my friend Emmeline Darlene, her YouTube channel. Check it out so you can see her version of the video as well. I will link her channel down in the description. Thanks again so much for traveling along with us and spending some time with us on this trip. We had so much fun. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Mwah! And I'll see you in the next one. Are you guys ready for a trip of a lifetime? Mark and I are going to be going to Greece this year. This is the next trip that we are doing with Trova Trip. We are going on a 7-day trip to the island of Crete. We want you to join us because together we're going to step back into history and we're going to visit some ancient Minoan ruins. We're going to feel the thrill of a Jeep safari and swim in the crystal clear Aegean Sea. We're going to wander through Chana and the charming streets, and we're going to discover the beauty of the Agropoli waterfall, and we're going to soak in some sunshine and culture at every single turn. This is more than just a trip though. This is a gift that you can give to yourself. It's a gift of group travel, which honestly has changed our whole philosophy and outlook on travel. We love being able to travel with a group of like-minded people. Now is your chance to travel along with us, see other parts of the world that you never thought you'd be able to see, and do it in the safety of group travel, in the safety of numbers, with our tour guide that is with us every step of the way. It's almost like traveling with your own personal concierge. Booking is now open, and I only have 8 early bird spots available. So if you are thinking about going, go ahead and reserve your spot today. You can make payment plans if that's something that's going to be a little bit more comfortable for you. Book today to reserve your early bird spot and explore Greece with us. So who else is saying yes to Greece this year?